garage from your smartphone anytime, from anywhere, through the MyQ app. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is an authorized LiftMaster dealer. We have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power's out. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Jeff Hale and your Arizona Wildcats travel to Stillwater to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. First pitch this Thursday is set for 4 p.m. on your home for Arizona Wildcats athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cactus RV. Visit us on Romero, north of Prince, 888-2244 or cactusrv.com.
Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, happening now for the first time in program history, your Arizona men's tennis team is playing in the Elite Eight. They are on the road down in Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia, taking on the number one team in the country, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Now, the bad news is the Demon Deacons, who have the best doubles tandems in the country, won the doubles point. So they got off to a 1-zip lead to start things off. And that is where we stand right now. They are playing singles. Here's the latest update that we've got. Tied on court 1, 5-5. Wake Forest won the first set on court 2, 6-2. So that would have been Philip Gustafsson. Jay Friend tied 5-5 on court 1. Arizona's leading on court 3, 4-3 currently. On court 4, it is even 3-3. Court 5, you've got Wake Forest up 4-3. How about court 6, though? And I believe on court 6, this is our guy, Gleb Sekachov, who we talked to the other day. He won 6-love on court 6. So each side has a set right now. Gleb, though, however, is down 2-zip in set number 2. So when you look at it, things are kind of even right now. Each side has a set. You've got 2 matches that are tied. You've got Arizona down in one match, and you've got Arizona up in another match. Down 1-zip overall, needing to win 4 of the 6 singles matches. That is where your Arizona Wildcats stand right now in the quarterfinals of the NCAA men's tennis tournament against the number 1 seed, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. We will keep you up to date on that as it rolls along here through our show, which is only going to be 1 hour today. A 1-hour program as we've got Arizona baseball coming up for you at the top of the hour, the Wildcats at Oklahoma State. So let's kind of give you the situation as it stands there. This is the final Big 12 series of the year. And Arizona has some work to do, unfortunately, to try to get into the Big 12 tournament and get their butts back to Surprise. The Wildcats enter play today at 8-19 in conference play. They are in 13th place. Only 12 teams are going to go to this dance. 12 teams. Now, all the teams are playing, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, due to the fact the Big 12 Conference Tournament starts next week on Wednesday. So Arizona right now, 1 game behind Texas Tech, but they cannot finish tied with Texas Tech because Texas Tech won 2 out of 3. So they've got to essentially, I'll say it, they've got to essentially sweep this series against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is currently the 5th best team in the Big 12 at 16-11. That's asking a lot. But that's essentially what has to happen this weekend. You've got to sweep because you got to finish a game ahead of Texas Tech. You could win 2 and hope Texas Tech gets swept, but you're probably going to need to win all 3 this weekend. So we'll see how that all plays out. Brian Jeffries will have the call for you. Right above Texas Tech is Kansas State. That's a little bit more of a dicier situation because Kansas State is 2 games up on Arizona. So it's going to be equally as tough to try to reach where they are. But that's why you play the games. And anything can happen this weekend. So we'll wait and see. Tonight at 4, tomorrow at 4, Saturday at 10 a.m. for your Arizona baseball team as they finish out stuff in the Big 12. Oklahoma State is the 21st ranked team in the country going into that matchup this weekend. The Wildcats are going to throw. They've had some injuries, as you know, to the starting staff. They are going to throw Luke Flotta tonight. How about that? Luke Flotta gets the ball in game 1. 3-2 with a 5.29 ERA. Owen Kramkowski will get the game ball tomorrow on the bump. 1-7, 5.35 earned run average. Saturday is to be determined at this point. Could be the freshman Jack LaFlamme. Who knows? Could be Colin McKenney. We'll have to wait and see which way our guy Chip Hale wants to go with that. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. There is a link. I'll see if I can share the link for you. I don't know that I did. There is a link if you want to watch Arizona at the NCAA men's tennis tournament right now. You can. I think they've got all the courts there, so you can choose which court you want to watch. If you want to watch Jay Friend on court 1, you can do that. If you want to watch who plays on court 3, Alexander Sasha Rosen. If you want to watch him on court 3, you can click on court 3 and watch him. Arizona trying to get to the semifinals. So the semifinals would be Saturday in Athens. And then the finals, national championship match, would be on Sunday. Wildcats trying to stretch and get another step further than they've ever been. J.W. Madden joins us on the show today on this short show. J.W. Madden, good afternoon to you. You weren't here earlier in the week when we talked a lot about this, but absolute excitement out at the tennis tournament over the weekend when the Wildcats beat Oklahoma, came from down 3-1 to beat Oklahoma and clinched this opportunity to go to the Elite Eight. I don't know if you've ever been to a event out at the Robinson Tennis Center, but it was electric out there this past Saturday when Arizona was playing in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, first ever Elite Eight, DK, and when your best player, your best singles player gets that done at the very end, I mean, that's just a dramatic moment I think a lot of fans will remember. We know that program's been building, right, for some time, DK. Yeah. So to see the culmination, getting to their first Elite Eight, and who knows, how far they can take it. But I can imagine, I know that the fan support out there is off the charts and always has been, and all the other athletes from around all the different programs around the U of A campus come out to support it. So great to see all that hard work and effort that they put in, culminate with them making it to their first Elite Eight.
There you go. So we'll keep track of that as we move along here in this 1-hour show. Big day, big weekend here in Southern Arizona. It is the Track and Field Championships for the Big 12. That has opened today. 3 days of track and field out at the brand new Drockman Stadium. We'll be there tomorrow. So tomorrow, a little bit different show. Normally we're on from 3 to 6. 3 o'clock is the first hour of our show. Tomorrow, however, we're going to be on from 2 to 4 because, again, Arizona baseball tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So we're going to go on the air an hour early so we can bring you 2 hours of coverage from the Big 12 Track and Field Championships tomorrow. So 2 to 4 tomorrow, DK on the Sports Tip, live from Drockman Stadium and the Big 12 Track and Field Championships. Extremely looking forward to that. All right, last night, how about them Cavaliers? Let's hear them Cavaliers.
Cavs trailed by 9 with 2.5 remaining. Now a chance to win it at the buzzer. Mitchell guarded by Thompson. Mobley sets the screen. Mitchell can't get away. 6 seconds remaining. Mitchell on the drive. Mitchell leans in. Shot blocked from behind by Thompson. He falls down, goes out of bounds. Harden, Mobley, floater, short. Allen right there with the flush. 16 points for Allen. Mitchell drives, bang shot's good. Donovan Mitchell. Big bucket there, and it's a 4-point lead. Cunningham gets it, fires up, three-pointer. It's good! Clutch Cade knocks it down. The official's going to look to make sure he was behind the arc. That makes it a 1-point game. Reed dribbles it down, throws it down with 7/10 of a second remaining. And that's it. The Cavs get that elusive road win and now take a 3-2 lead here in this best-of-7 series.
117 to 113. First road win in this series. First road win for the Cleveland Cavaliers in these playoffs. James Harden, 30 points, 8 of 21 from the floor, 11 of 14 from the line. He hit his first 9 in a row from the line. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Did turn it over 6 times because that's what James Harden does. He turns it over. But this is what, and I'll go back to the trade of Darius Garland. And I said, I love Darius, but Darius was never going to do this. He just was not capable of taking his game to this level on this magnitude. In a game of this magnitude, where you score 30 points and essentially take control of the game at the offensive end. That Darius just was not capable of doing this. As much as I've never been a huge James Harden fan, in all the places he's been and all the flameouts he's had in the postseason in particular, when you looked at that trade 1-for-1, this is what he can give you. And Darius, as much as we love Darius, as much as a good guy as he was never going to be able to give you this. He was never going to be able to take control of a game at this level like a veteran James Harden can do. That's why I was okay with it. I was okay with this deal as a Cavaliers fan. Because of a night like this, when you really needed to get a win on the road to kind of change this series, James Harden is the kind of player that can do that for you. Much more so than a Darius Garland. So now it's back to Cleveland tomorrow night for Game 6. Both Game 6s will be tomorrow night. Cavaliers 3-2 in the East. Spurs leading 3-2, going back home, or going up, I should say, to Minnesota for Game number 6 tomorrow night. All right. Good stuff there. Let's hear from Max Strus. I don't even think we had the greatest defensive play of the night in that highlight package. Max Strus picking Cade Cunningham's pocket. Do you see that play, J-Dub?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Beautiful. Max Strus is the guy made 6 3-point shots in this game last night, but his defense in the playoffs period has been just off the chart.
I believe every day is a day for learning something new, DK. And yeah. I know who Max Strus is. I've seen a lot of Max Strus over the years. I did not know until this playoffs that Max Strus was the best defender on the Cavs and that they're asking him to pick Cade Cunningham. Not only did he pick his pocket, they're having Max Strus pick Cade up full court the entire game to make sure that he's, can feel the body there at all times. I didn't know Max Strus was that level of defender.
His ball awareness it's a lot of like what we saw at a much lower level, but it's like what we saw with our guy on the Arizona Wildcats this past year, Ivan Karchinkov.
Yeah,
he has an awareness of passing lanes and how to get his hands in and anticipate where the ball is going. That is Max Strus. Very much you'll see a lot of Ivan Karchinkov in Max Strus and the way he plays at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, Yvonne needs to work on that facial hair though. 'Cause Max has got it tight.
Yeah, what did Charles say last night? He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, they had a whole conversation. I did not watch that segment, but I did see the internet was talking about that segment quite a bit today.
Yeah. He's Max has got some hair on him. He's got some. I think my mom actually is like, "Who's that guy?" Last week we were watching the game. She's 90, and she said, "Who is that guy with all the hair?" I was like, "Mom, that's Max Strus. He sat out half the year. He was hurt, but he's back now, and boy, do we need him for sure because he can knock down threes." And he can play some pretty damn good defense as well. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. All right, we've been talking a lot about the NBA Combine. When you really look at it, 6 Arizona Wildcats are there because you've got the 4 guys that played on this past year's team. Plus, you've got Henry Vasar, who is there. You've got Kylan Boswell, who is there. So you got a lot of guys with Arizona Wildcat connections who were in Chicago this week trying to set themselves up for careers in the National Basketball Association. Bruce Pascoe is the beat writer for the Arizona Daily Star. Long time covering your Wildcats. He is going to join us next. We'll talk to him about what has gone down this week in Chicago and where Koa Pete stands after his performance. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With some slowing on Grant Road westbound approaching I-10, some slowing on Speedway westbound at Main Avenue, and eastbound slowing on Speedway approaching and passing Main Avenue. Crash reported in the Foothills, Sunrise, and Swan, eastbound slowing on Sunrise at Swan. 64 the overnight low, 94 tomorrow, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen until you get in a crash. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slap it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
You've put in the work to get that first job, moved up the ranks, or started a family. Now it's time to take your success to the next level. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we're here to help you keep that momentum going with educational programs built around real-world, in-demand career skills. We'll teach you how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science, plus timeless skills like leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. Affordable, accredited, and online. A UMGC education fits your life so you can keep growing while you keep going. You've succeeded before. Now succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by June 1st and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The Portland Fire are one of 2 WNBA expansion teams that began regular season play last week. The city of Portland previously had a franchise with the same nickname, but they ceased operations in 2002. This new iteration of the Fire had a sellout crowd of over 19,000 fans for their home opener last weekend, a new league record for a franchise's first game. Portland dropped that contest, but they rebounded on Tuesday night with a dramatic 98-96 victory over the New York Liberty. Second-year player Sarah Ashley Barker hit the game-winning buzzer beater to lift her new squad in front of an electric atmosphere in Portland.
It's not about me, it's about the team at the end of the day. Yeah, I was the one who shot the shot, but you saw it at the end of the game when they all came and got on top of me. The togetherness, the passion, the love, the grit. We're never going to give up.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
There he is, Mr. Big-Time Capital One Bank guy.
Mom, please.
Well, look at this Capital One Cafe. I just might move in.
Or just drop by. Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week.
I could put my spoon collection right here by the ATM, yes.
Wow, you weren't kidding, Mom.
I never kid about the spoon collection, son. Oh, hey, what's that thing you always say?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
No, the other one.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, that's my boy.
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's head out to Chicago, Illinois, where the NBA Combine has been going on this week. Bruce Pascoe from the Daily Star has been on the scene, longtime beat writer for your Arizona Wildcats. Bruce, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us as things wrap up today. How many Combines now is this for you?
Man, I probably 6 or 7. I don't even know, honestly. And it's there before that there was even like Phoenix pre-draft camps they would have, and then but the main ones have always been here in Chicago. I actually went to Portsmouth one year and covered Kyle Fogg, going to, and that was like a pre-draft thing as well. That sort of was for seniors only, and still is actually. And then this combine, boy, I went to a bunch of them when at that old Attack Athletics gym on the west side, where it was Michael Jordan's gym back in the day. And I remember leaving there and the cop asked me what was I even doing there. Like it was not a great area. But here we are. Now we're downtown Chicago, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, I've been lucky. Anytime there's 2, 3, 4 guys, which there is this year, it's worth coming for sure.
All right, so obviously this is much different than the NFL Combine, because when players go to the NFL Combine, they're absolutely not coming back to college. But the NBA Combine a little bit later, because guys have an opportunity to go through this process, see what their value is, see where they're rated in terms of what the NBA thinks of them, and then they can make a decision, those that have eligibility left, about whether or not they want to come back. One of those guys is Koa Pete, and he seemed to be under a lot of scrutiny this week. We heard that maybe he changed his shot a little bit. People were writing about that. So what did you see from Koa Pete this week?
Yeah, he didn't shoot well in the drills. I mean, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes with, some of the private workouts he may be doing, but he didn't shoot real well. But that hasn't been a strength of him beyond, the mid-range. And so, allegedly he has been working on a shot trainer. The trainer he's working with is pretty well respected. So, it's interesting there. I think, he was asked that several times, and he almost got defensive. I said, hey, I'm not necessarily changing it, especially not in the mid-range. He said he is trying to change his three-pointer, shoot it off a little bit lower, get some more arc. That so far is apparently maybe a work in progress a little bit. So there is that. But, honestly, that's probably been the biggest question about him in this whole thing. But it also is true that shooting is one thing that they probably worry about less in the NBA, because you can't get better at athleticism generally within a limited amount anyway. And you can't change your height, all that, but you can get better as a shooter. And we saw that with Aaron Gordon, for example, over time, how much better he's gotten. And, maybe the same could be true for Koa Pete. This is a question of whether he wants to jump in the NBA now and work on that, or come back to Arizona and, who knows what could happen, and maybe he improves his shot at the same time.
Yeah, I thought your colleague Greg Hansen wrote an interesting article in terms of that. I mean, when he talked about all the guys who came out who really couldn't shoot well, that were able to learn how to shoot well once they got to the league. You mentioned Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Luke Walton was in that respect.
Yeah.
Richard Jefferson, Andre Iguodala. Though, those are guys that got to the league and they were taught it, or they figured it out on their own. And obviously, Koa is a guy I think that can do that. It's a much different landscape now, though, because of where we are with revenue sharing NIL, that he can come back to college and make a pretty good amount of money. Where do you think this falls?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Where do you think it falls? Where do you think it falls with him?
Well, I mean, absolutely, NIL has changed. I mean, if we were having this conversation 2-3 years ago, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Yeah.
He would be gone. And so, obviously, it looks like he's projecting somewhere between 15 and 25. I think everybody universally, everyone I've talked to, it seems like 20 seems to be, or the mark. If he can get a guarantee that he'll, and I don't know if he will, but if he can get a guarantee that he would be drafted no lower than that from a team, I think he will stay in the draft. But that may not be happening. This is a very deep draft, and I think it's troubling for teams. But yeah, you look at that salary range for that 20th pick, it's about a little over $3 million, I think, for the scale. And, that's pretty much what he would probably get if he came back to Arizona. I think there's some talk here this week that his NIL price is going up, but that may just be, people around him seeking a little more leverage. But, I think his leverage is what could he be in the NBA versus if he comes back to Arizona, because he's not in the transfer portal. If he was in the transfer portal, and he doesn't seem to be that kind of guy who wants to go anywhere else, but if he did, he could come back to school and probably get out on the open market and make $4, $5, $6 million. But, he's limited to picking between the NBA and Arizona. And so it's a close call, but it does sound like he didn't close the door yesterday when we asked him about it. I think deep down he's thinking about it, and the NIL has absolutely changed the equation. And I'm sure he's thinking, what Arizona could be if he comes back. It's just that I think from a young age, he was probably already always focused on going to the NBA after a year at Arizona, and so it's kind of all hitting him at once, probably.
Bruce Pascoe is our guest. He is the longtime beat writer for your Arizona men's basketball team. Okay, Bruce, they do all these drills. We saw him running around cones, shuttling back and forth, standing broad jump, all this kind of thing, lateral jump. So what's the 40-yard dash of the basketball combine? What's the one that scouts really look at? Is there one of those things that guys really look out to try to separate one guy from another guy?
Those sprint drills, I don't know, because it just seems like it's so random. One test, okay, maybe, but I think certainly the ones you hear a lot of buzz about are vertical leap, maximum vertical leap. There's usually somebody who jumps out of the gym that nobody quite expected had that. And then I think just measurements, honestly, I think wingspan, a lot of people get excited about wingspan. And if you're 5-6 inches differential between your height and your wingspan, that's significant. And there were some guys like that. And and then I think some of the shooting things for a guy like Tobe Awaka actually shot pretty well, and I think that's probably something that drew some attention because he's known as a rebounder and not a guy who Arizona needed to shoot, so he went out there and shot pretty well.
Obviously, there's a bunch of U of A guys there. There was a bunch of ex-U of A guys there. I mean, Henry Vesar was there. Colin Boswell was there. Did you talk to any of them? What were their thoughts on the process and where they are?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's one reason I came. As I told my editor, I was like, there's literally 6 guys I could do stories on here. Plus, literally almost the whole U of A staff is here. I just talked to Tommy Lloyd a little bit today. He's got most of his assistants are here. I think Murphy's out on the road somewhere, but all the other guys are here. Dalen Terry dropped by to watch one of the games. It's sort of like an Arizona club almost out here. So that's really something. But yeah, no, I did actually. And Vesar, both of them, is interesting. I think Boswell, he's been through so much that he's pretty open about things, but he did say he went through a lot and gained a lot looking back on his 2 years at Arizona and the role he played being on the ball a lot, especially as a sophomore, and then going to Illinois and playing a different role. And then this year, of course, Keaton Wagler just, changed the equation, and he was playing a lot more off the ball. And, so I think cumulatively he's had a lot of learning experiences that could help him. When he came to Arizona, as we all know, he was 16 or 16 and a half. We all, made a big deal about that, but he's really grown. And I think he credited Arizona for those years. I don't think they ended well for him. And he was a little, he expressed that at the Final Four, but he's grown. And then Henry Vesar was, the same kind of thing. I think with him, he spent 3 years at Arizona. He credited a lot of what he went through to help him. He obviously almost, he almost suffered a season-ending career injury there as a sophomore, that freak accident, and got through that and came back and was a lot better player. And then, I think we all know he went to North Carolina partly for NIL reasons. But so both those guys have the U of A foundation. And I think, as far as I know, this is the most I've ever seen in the combine, 4 guys, and all playing in, out of 73 invites, that's a pretty good percentage. And one of whom, Tobe Awaka, wasn't even a starter, and he still got invited. So that tells you something about Awaka and Arizona, really.
Bruce, what do you know about the new guys that they've brought in? Obviously, they got the transfer from Nebraska, Lithuanian big man. They've got they signed Endurance big man as well. What do you know about these new kids?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is I don't know how to pronounce any of them, and I hope they go by their nicknames, because one of them goes by Indy and the other goes by Oogie, I think.
Indy and
so that may be just like we call Krivas Mo, because nobody can really say his true first name. It's really, really hard. So I don't know, but no, I actually asked Tommy Lloyd about that a little bit today. I think they like the Oogie, the guy from Nebraska, who's from Lithuania. He had some really good mid-major numbers a couple of years ago, and I think they feel he can be a really serviceable backup center, playing that 2 to 3 man rotation for those 2 post spots. He definitely figures in there, but he has to stay healthy, coming off a big back injury. And but I think I don't think they would have signed him if they didn't see signs that he was at least projected to stay healthy. So there's that, and then I think the Dutch big Andy, he's probably more like a CD Gay kind of developmental guy who maybe can play in some spots. I think they'll give him a shot at the rotation, especially if Pete doesn't come back. But if Pete comes back, I don't think they'll need him much, and he could be a long-term guy. I think unfortunately for Arizona, some of these long-term big guys keep leaving after a year and they don't develop at Arizona. But that's the NIL world for you again too. And so that CD Gay is gone, Emmanuel Stephan is gone, things like that. So who knows if he'll stick around? But I think down the road he sounds like he really has potential to be something.
Are you going to be going on the overseas trip this year?
I hope so. We're still working on that too. I certainly hope so because they may go back near or close to Krivas' home in Lithuania. It would be interesting to see what and then if they end up there's a couple of guys out in that part of Europe that may play against them. I mean, it could be really something. And I think Tommy Lloyd proved. I did go with them a few years ago when they went to Israel and the UAE. That was they proved on that trip that they don't just go and play basketball. I mean, a lot of these coaches who have these foreign trips, they use it more for the 10 practices beforehand, and then they'll go to the Bahamas and play a game, maybe have lunch, and then come home because they don't, that the games don't matter. I think for Lloyd's purposes, they went out there, and I think if they took a Eastern European trip, they'd do the same. Where they a lot of it is about culture and bonding and other things, and local food, making guys try that. And I remember in Bethlehem, we went to the tour guide's home, and his parents cooked up just this amazing meal, and you can't put a price on that. And I think it's one of those things maybe guys don't appreciate when they're there, but they will later in life. And so I would expect they'll do more of that. And so for that reason, not only would it be fun, but it'd be valuable to go. So we'll see, but I certainly hope so.
All right. Well, Bruce, safe travels back home from Chicago. Hopefully you got a slice and maybe a Chicago dog and enjoyed your time there watching basketball.
Barely. It was brief, but fun. Yeah.
There you go. Bruce Pascoe, he is the longtime beat writer for the Arizona Daily Star, covering your Arizona men's basketball team. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Snyder near Harrison. That's a reported brush fire east of Harrison on Snyder. Expect fire crews on scene. Some busy travel on Alvernon at Grant Road. Also busy travel picking up Glen and Swan and Grant Road also, as well as Ajo and Mission. 64 the overnight low, 94 tomorrow, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots?
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring's here, and while we're all hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather in southern Arizona, we know extreme heat comes next. Torture for your tires and a test for the rest of your car, truck, or SUV. So right now's the time to get road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard or make sure your battery can make it through the summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help with decades of experience in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save even more on the tire brands you trust with big rebates up to $140 back on brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And you'll love them even more with our low price promise. Stack up even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. So check out jackfurriers.com for all the details and even more promotions. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Duration, Woodscapes, and Super Deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver confirmed on Wednesday the league will propose a change to the NBA draft lottery later this month. Essentially, the 3-2-1 system will punish the three teams with the worst records to try and deter teams from tanking for the top pick. How do you ever get better and out of a bad situation from the bottom of the standings? Leave the draft lotto the way it is. I'm Chris Black.
Yo, it's Jey Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, last night, the Minnesota Wild on the road down 3-1 in the NHL against Colorado scored 3 goals in the first period. 3 in the
Kadri.
3 in the first period to go up 3-0 in their game against Colorado. Then Parker Kelly scored a goal in the second, Cousin Parker, to make it 3-1. Jack Drury then got a goal in the third period to make it 3-2, but time was still running out on Colorado.
Kadri up top for Burns. Has me to goal to tie. Natchez now at the circle. McKinnon. Short angle. He scores! The Mac attack is back, Jack! Goals in 6 straight for Nathan McKinnon. And with 1 minute and 23 seconds to go in the third period, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this is a tie hockey game. These are the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I love it on the Avalanche Radio Network. And if you thought that was exciting, this is what happened in overtime. It is your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Into the zone, Kaprizov all the way through. Colorado got a piece of it, picked up by Kelly. Angles it off the near side boards. It's Natchez. Natchez towards the net, wants to wrap around. Natchez, far circle, Natchez. One-timer, Kulak! He scores! And you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because this series is over. Brett Kulak with a bomb, his first overtime winner in his career, and the Colorado Avalanche are steaming right in to the Western Conference Final for the first time since 2022.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Yeah, Connor McGahey with the calls there on the Colorado Avalanche Radio Network. Apparently, Brett Kulak had not scored a goal since January when he got that goal in overtime to send the Avalanche on to the Western Conference Finals. They win that series 4-1 over the Minnesota Avalanche. 2 games tonight on the ice. We've got a game 5 in the East, second round. Montreal and Buffalo in Buffalo, tied 2-2. And in the West, the Golden Knights have a chance to meet up with Colorado in the West Finals. They will play Game 6 on the road in Anaheim against the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks. I think they're just the Ducks now. 3-2, Golden Knights have the advantage in that series right there. All right, exciting stuff on the ice. I want to update you on what is happening with your Arizona men's tennis team playing in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament today in Georgia against Wake Forest. So Wake Forest got a singles victory. Philip Gustafsson for Arizona in the number 2 position lost 6-2, 6-1. Wake Forest had won the doubles point, so they are currently up 2-0. They won 4 of the 6 first sets on the singles side, including Jay Friend losing in the number 1, 7-6 in a tiebreaker. They did get a win, did Arizona, 6-love. It was actually Alejandro Arcia in the number 6 spot. Alejandro Arcia won 6-0, but he's down, at last check, was down 4-1 in the second set. The other set won by Arizona was in the number 3 spot, and that was Alexander Sasha Rosen, who won his opening set 6-3. So Arizona down 2-0, only 4 points needed to win, and up, however, 2 sets, but still with some work to do in Athens. If we get more information on that before we get out of here, we will be sure to pass that along to you. All right, I want to give you your Diamondbacks download for today.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
All right, this was kind of fun last night in Texas. Final game of a 3-game series. D-backs were down 2 runs, actually down 3 runs, going into, this game they were down 2 runs going into the 9th inning. They got a run to tie it up. And the game was 3-3 with Ildemaro Vargas, the hottest hitter. We talked about it yesterday. The one guy on this team that's actually hitting the baseball at 336. Ildemaro Vargas was at the plate.
Vargas, that's going to drop for a base hit. Perdomo is home. They'll wave Arenado. Ildemaro Vargas makes it 5-3. They've come all the way back.
Yeah, big-time offense continuing to be produced there by Ildemaro Vargas for your Arizona Diamondbacks. He is on the season so far, hitting out of that number 5 spot, batting .331. He went 1 for 5. That was his only hit last night, so he did drop his average slightly. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 9th, and the Diamondbacks with a 2-run lead. Paul Sewald had not blown a save all season long until last night.
Here's the set, the pitch, and a swing and a line drive, left field, base hit. Duran around third, he scores. The game is tied. Jake Berger with his 4th RBI of the ball game, and it's 5-5 in the 9th.
So with the game tied, Torey Lovullo took Paul Sewald out, put in his best reliever currently, Juan Murillo, to see if he could save the inning. Did not work out that way.
Osuna winning run at second. Berger's the runner at first with 2 outs. We're tied at 5. Here's the set and the pitch. A swing and a liner over third. It's a fair ball down the line. Here comes Osuna. He's in to score. Danny Jansen has won it for the Rangers, 6-5. The first Ranger walk-off win of the year, and Jansen is mobbed out at second base as the Rangers stream out of the dugout. It's pandemonium here at Globe Life Field as the Rangers blew the lead in the top of the 9th and came back to win it with 3 in the bottom.
Diamondbacks fall in the final 2 games of that series. Off today, we'll open up a 3-game weekend series in Denver against the Colorado Rockies on Friday night. Arizona at 20-22 right now, sitting 4.5 games behind the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are both tied for first place in the National League West. Let's hear quickly from Torey Lovullo on the walk-off loss.
Yeah, it's brutal. This game will rip your heart out. But the one thing I want to say is these guys play their off. And, when you look at the full body of work, I thought today there was so much progress. And we were pushing in the right direction. And, I learned a lot about this team as I watched them rally and come together in those late innings and fight to win that baseball game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But we play games like that, and I know they're very eager to get back out there and show what they can do. We're going to be just fine.
Diamondback Download.
Baseball time. Okay, there you go. We'll talk some more baseball tomorrow. All right, update from Athens, Georgia. Gleb Sekachov on court number 5 falls in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2. So the Demon Deacons have a 3-zip lead on the Wildcats. Not looking good for Arizona in their first ever Elite Eight. The Demon Deacons need just one more victory to wrap up the quarterfinal match and move on to the semifinals. Hey, it was going to be a tall task playing the number 1 team in the country, and but what a run it's been for this Arizona men's tennis team if it ends today in Athens, Georgia, down 3-zip currently, needing to win all 4 remaining singles matches to have a chance to advance to the semifinals. All right, coming up, we've got Arizona Wildcats baseball for you. Brian Jeffries is in Oklahoma. In Stillwater, actually. Stillwater, Oklahoma. First of a 3-game set tonight against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They are the number 21 ranked team in the country, is Oklahoma State. And like we mentioned before, the job is clear for Arizona. If they want to come back and play next weekend and surprise and not be this weekend the end of the season, they are going to have to probably sweep this series against Oklahoma State, which begins tonight. Game 1 tonight, Game 2 tomorrow, Game 3 on Saturday in Stillwater. Don't forget, we will be tomorrow live. We're going to be live at Big 12 Track and Field Championships. Action is happening right now, so you can get on over to Drockman Stadium and check things out. A full bevy of events tonight. We've got some finals. In fact, I think the 10,000 meter. So the distance runners will have their championship tonight. Most of the main championships are going to be on Saturday night, but plenty of events out there to see today, tomorrow, and Saturday. We'll be out there from 2 to 4 tomorrow doing a lot of the heptathlon and decathlon events. And then, of course, I'm going to be checking out the sprints and all of that on Saturday night as well out there. J-Dub, thanks for hanging out for 1 hour with us.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. A lot of work today. A lot of work.
We'll be back and do it again tomorrow. Thanks to Bruce Pascoe for joining us on the show. For Dragon Ball, who's off today, and Cricket, and JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Coming up next, Arizona baseball against number 21, Oklahoma State. Brian Jeffries has the call right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. With Collision, Wreck Reported Golf Links, and Wilmot and Golf Links. And we've got on Snyder Road reports of a brush fire right between Harrison and Houghton. Some backups westbound Speedway at Main Avenue busy, some slowing westbound Ahaway at Mission. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen until you get in a crash. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. Click it, or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Jeff Hale and your Arizona Wildcats travel to Stillwater to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. First pitch this Thursday is set for 4 p.m. on your home for Arizona Wildcats Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Arizona Sports Enterprises is proud to present University of Arizona Wildcat Baseball. Over 3,000 all-time victories, 293 major league draft picks, 197 all-conference players, 112 All-Americans, 19 trips to the College World Series, 4 national championships. A Tucson tradition for over 100 years. Now, let's go live to the ballpark for complete coverage of Wildcat Baseball from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
And a pleasant good evening to you from Albright Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's game one of a 3-game Big 12 baseball series between the University of Arizona Wildcats and the Oklahoma State University Cowboys. It's a Thursday night. We're getting started early, as is everyone around the Big 12, because this is the end of the regular season this weekend. Final games on Saturday. The Big 12 tournament will open on Tuesday in Surprise, Arizona. The Wildcats in a situation, they've just got to win. They need help, but the bottom line is they just have to win. It starts out with game one tonight. Wildcats will throw Luke Flata, a left-hander with a 3-2 record at 5.29 ERA. Oklahoma State will go with Hudson Barrett. He's also a lefty. He's had a Bakersfield, California 5-1 record, ERA at an even 3. Entering play tonight, the Wildcats own a record of 18-32. They're 8-19 in conference play. Oklahoma State sits at 34-18 overall, 16-11 in conference play. The Wildcats have been, believe it or not, hitting the ball better of late. Their run